Hello folks, space stocks like Rocket Lab have surged in recent months, going from $4 to over $14. Now, I regrettably missed this one, but I've set my eyes on another space stock that looks ready to make a huge move to the upside, and that is LUNR, the ticker symbol for intuitive machines. So, can LUNR follow its fellow space stock higher and triple over the next 12 months? I believe so, and in this video I'll give you all the reasons why I'm so bullish and why I bought the stock last week. As always, this is not financial advice and it's for entertainment purposes only. So what does LUNR actually do? Well, it basically develops and manufactures spaceships that can land on the moon. In fact, their lunar lander, the Nova C, landed on the moon's surface back in February of this year. Even though it tipped over sideways on the surface, the issue was fixed shortly thereafter, and it was the first time that a private company had landed on the moon and the first time an American spacecraft had landed on the moon since 1972. So this was a pretty big deal within the space community, and LUNR is now launching another spaceship early next year. Furthermore, the company just signed a new contract with NASA to provide lunar relay services and support for NASA's Artemis program, which is an initiative to return humans to the moon and establish a sustainable presence there. LUNR will be assisting mostly by launching a constellation of lunar relay satellites for communication purposes. That's cool and all, but what about the company's financials? Does it make any money? And you might be surprised to find that even though the company is not profitable for now, it makes substantial revenue relative to its small market cap. Last quarter it made $41 million in revenue, and currently the price to sales ratio is around 9, which sounds high, but it's actually pretty normal for a small cap growth stock like LUNR. And that announcement I was talking about previously is worth $5 billion over the next 10 years, which could result in hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue every year. So the revenue pathway looks pretty strong for LUNR. One of the few weaknesses on the balance sheet though is that LUNR doesn't have a whole lot of cash. Last quarter it reported a cash balance of $31.6 million, and a lot of that has probably been used by now, which means a cash call could be on the horizon. Now, if the company issues shares to raise money, it could put downward pressure on the share price since it's going to dilute existing shareholders. So hopefully they issue bonds instead. On Thursday, the company will report Q3 earnings in the morning. It looks like the market is expecting a small GAAP EPS loss, so if the company posts a profit, beats revenue, and increases guidance for the next quarter, the stock will almost certainly rally hard. Another reason why I'm bullish on this company is that there's a lot of momentum behind the stock. Year to date, it's gone up more than 360%, and there's nothing stopping it from doubling before the year's end. That's not to say that it will, anything can happen. But during a bull market, when stocks like this gain momentum, they can go to astronomical heights. Excuse the pun. In fact, I bought only last week and already I am up more than 37%. Anyway, as you can see, we are rapidly approaching the resistance level drawn here at around $13. That was set back in February. If we can breach this, the stock can climb up to $20 or more, especially if we get continued good announcements and the bull market continues. In addition, LUNR has a pretty significant short float at over 31%. Since the stock has gone up so much over the past week, we could be in the middle of a short squeeze. Don't be surprised if we get double-digit percentage gains for the rest of the week. And finally, I want to talk about the political environment in which LUNR is operating. The person who created the Space Force back in 2019 has just been re-elected, and I wouldn't be surprised if he pumps more money into America's space programs, whether it be for research or defense purposes. LUNR is already working with NASA, so imagine what the valuation uplift would be if it won a major contract with the US Space Force. Also, did you know that the annual budget for the Space Force is even larger than it is for NASA? If management plays its cards right, intuitive machines could one day become a large space contractor. And I mentioned Rocket Lab in the intro. Usually when I look at momentum stocks, I look at how their sector is behaving as a whole. When I look at the listed space sector, Rocket Lab seems to be the current leader since SpaceX is still private. And because stocks within a sector tend to move together, it means LUNR is likely to follow Rocket Lab higher. Now you might be wondering, why don't you just buy Rocket Lab? Well, it's on my watch list and I'll probably end up buying that too if I get a good buying opportunity. Rocket Lab will be releasing earnings on Wednesday, the day before LUNR does. Whatever happens, I think we're on the cusp of a historic boom in space stocks. Like, comment, and subscribe if you agree. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.